Out there across this great state, we have people of all walks of life, in all counties, in all regions of New York. New Yorkers hitting their breaking point. They're deciding whether or not to stay here or head to other places. More than any other state in the entire country right now, we're seeing with this population loss, one-party rule, supermajorities in the Assembly and Senate, outsized power of people who self-describe as socialists. Why are New Yorkers hitting this breaking point? They don't feel safe on our streets and on subways and in their homes and in their places of employment. They feel like life in New York is unaffordable, that their money will go further somewhere else, that in order to live the American dream, it doesn't align with what they always wanted to be the New York dream. For all of us who are still here, calling the Empire State home, we aspire for a New York that is restored to glory, and we can't do it alone. We preserve, protect, and treasure freedom. We believe that government should not be trying to rule our lives, but that the people should feel like they're in charge of their government. See, Kathy Hochul, she's in over her head. She's a walking identity crisis, to be honest. She's been pandering to a far left in this state. She was concerned about her primary today, and because of that, when the tax and spend liberals controlling Albany, when the pro-criminal liberals controlling Albany were insisting on policies that would take our state in the wrong direction, Kathy Hochul didn't stand up and lead them. Instead, she got led by the far left. She willingly got rolled by them. And out there right now across this state are Republicans and conservatives and independents and disenfranchised Democrats who all care about the future of the state. They're thinking about their breaking point in all corners of New York, understanding the stakes. For us, we believe that public service is about serving the public. Kathy Hochul has been acting as if the public is there to serve her. Unilaterally extending her COVID emergency powers without seeking approval from the state legislature. When we were calling for a repeal, a major overhaul to cashless bail, even New York City Mayor Eric Adams calling for a major overhaul to cashless bail, Kathy Hochul said she needed to see more data. As we were critical about the Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, Kathy Hochul said that we should cut him some slack, that he just got there and that he was doing his job. While we believe that there's an opportunity in this state to unleash the prosperity of reversing the state's ban on the safe extraction of natural gas, one-party Democratic rule looks to go in the opposite direction. We have a plan to enact the largest tax cut in the history of the state. We want all New Yorkers to be able to stay, to live here, to thrive, and not have to leave. Right now, you look at other states where you feel like your money will go further, you will feel safer, you will live life freer. Our campaign is a campaign to try to convince you to stay, to make sure that your family who has left will come back. They want to come visit. They should feel safe when they do so. Right now in Flushing, Queens is a loyal, liberal, Democrat, Asian American parent who is concerned about one of their own getting pushed in front of an oncoming subway car and being killed, stabbed to death in their apartment in Lower Manhattan, beaten to death on the streets because of anti-Asian hate. In Brooklyn, there's a young Jewish boy who may be walking to their yeshiva or leaving prayer who may become the next victim of a violent anti-Semitic attack. I hear about this Sikh community telling me stories about how one of their own is attacked with raw, violent hate for that Asian American mom and dad who prioritizes their son and daughter's education above all else. They recognize that we should be challenging our students to go as far as possible in recognizing what success and hard work is. There's that young Hispanic family in the city and that young black family in the city stuck in multi-generational poverty. Their kids stuck in poor-performing public schools. They should have access to a quality education just like everybody else. As our state's next lieutenant governor says, this isn't just a red wave. This is a common sense wave. It's a common sense wave that reaches out to everybody across this state, in all counties, in all regions. We're reaching out to all of you to work with us to save New York. This is a rescue mission to save our state, and losing is not an option. There's only one option on November 8th, and that is to win this race, to fire Kathy Hochul, to end one-party rule. For Kathy Hochul's first big decision, she had to pick a lieutenant governor. She ended up picking not just a champion of the Defund the Police movement, she picked the champion of the Defund the Police movement. You know, I was doing a radio interview with Albany Radio, and Allison, I have to admit, I was a little upset about something. The host tells me that they asked what your favorite cereal was. Yes. And it was, is it true? It's Frankenberries. Frankenberries. Now, for us in our vetting process, I will tell you that this was the only thing that slipped through the cracks. For Kathy Hochul, she forgot to ask about the federal investigation. That was already news. Kathy Hochul picks somebody who is spending his time running from the law, and I proudly ask somebody who has dedicated her life to enforcing the law, our state's next Lieutenant Governor, Allison Esposito. The first thing that we plan on doing after we take the oath, I saw this provision in the New York State Constitution. It says that the governor can fire a district attorney if they refuse to enforce the law. In January, right after I take that oath, the first thing that I am going to do is to turn to the Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, and tell him he's fired. No, Kathy Hochul, we aren't going to cut him any slack. He isn't doing his job. We have a duty to unapologetically back our great, selfless, dedicated men and women who would give their lives in defense of family and friends and strangers. We have to repeal cashless bail. We have to repeal The HALT Act that has resulted in our correctional officers being attacked. We must repeal less is more that is putting people back out on the street who should stay behind bars. I think it's important that every COVID mandate in the state of New York ends. People are smart enough to make their own decisions with information of what's best for them in their lives. I'm looking at a room filled with proud New Yorkers. These are constituents of the governor. These are voters. These are residents. I don't look at any one of you as my apostle. If you want to get the COVID vaccine, get the COVID vaccine. If you don't want to get the shot, don't get the shot, but don't do it because I'm calling on you to be my apostle. Kathy Hochul was giving a speech in front of the New York State Association of Counties. And during this speech, she referred to herself as the mother of all 62 counties. As you all well know, while I'm running for governor of the state of New York, my feet are firmly planted, well aware that even in my own house, I am the 4th highest ranking person. And I'm lucky I'm the 4th out of 4. I would like to say thank you so much to my wife, Diana, our daughters, Michaela and Ariana, for their support, for their love. But I'll tell you what, for Diana, it's very clear to her that what she really wants is for me to be able to thank all of you, the volunteers who hit the streets, who worked hard in this primary campaign. I thank you all for all of your support.